Hello, this is Colleen Pearl the Cool Crone, and this video is the June Tarotscope for the sign of Gemini. All right, Gemini, this is your reading for June, and it looks like it's going to be a good one. So let's get going. All right, 10 of Cups starts out your month. So you have completed something and you're very happy about it. You're very proud of your accomplishments, but more than that, you just feel fulfilled, productive, joyous, satisfied, happy. Pick any of those words because that's how you feel. It's wonderful for that first week. So you start out the month. It's your birthday month too. I know your birthdays start at the end of May, but June is really what we equate with Gemini, and that's really a fantastic month. And then we have the Seven of Cups, Delusion. So are you starting to believe your own bull? Are you starting to believe your own hype? Or are other people putting things in front of you that are just hype? If that's the case, then you have to use discernment to figure out what's real and what's not real and pick from that. But you also have the Seven of Wands, which is resilience. So you will be able to use your discernment to figure out what it is that you're supposed to be doing next. So Gemini, I want you to know that these two sevens right next to each other are really significant. On the one hand, you're going to be a little overwhelmed by other choices that come to you. And you're in the 10 of Cups, so you're already in this very joyous phase. But then you start to get all sorts of offers or opportunities, or you see possibilities, and it just gets to be a bit much. But you do have the ability to use your discernment to decipher what's real, what's not real, what's good for me, what's not good for me. And that's what you need to work on. You also have the Seven of Wands, which may make you feel like not only are you overwhelmed, but you're impatient. And Gemini, I know that's an issue for you. Sometimes you get bored with things, but sometimes you're just impatient for things to go, go, go. That's something that you have in common with Aries. The Seven of Wands says that if you can just plant both feet on the ground, take a deep breath, blow out that impatience, and then really look at the situation, you will see what you need to do. Now, sometimes this card can be a card where you are having to wait for your harvest to come in. I think that's, in this instance, that's just reflective of the amount of patience that you have to show, because things are not going to be pie in the sky like they're showing in the Seven of Cups. And so you are going to have to be patient to wait for either the right thing to come along, or, as they say, for the crops to come into bloom. You can't pick the crop before it's mature. The second week starts with the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is the person who guides us. He's the person who makes the rules, or she makes the rules, and pretty much sets up the boundaries, the guidelines, the rules, the ramifications, the structure of our society, really. So this is a person who can guide you in your path. If you're feeling from this first week, if you're feeling like you really don't know which way to go, the Hierophant can guide you. And the Four of Wands then comes up, and there's a celebration. So you have two really happy cards in the first 2 weeks of the month, and it's really going to be good for you. So once you get some guidance from the Hierophant, then you have the celebration, but then comes the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords indicates a trauma of some kind. So something, maybe in all that celebration, maybe something comes to the surface about the past, and it can only come up to the surface when you're feeling really good. A lot of traumas are like that, where we've suppressed the memories of the trauma and we just don't want to think about it. And we have to be in just the right headspace in order for the memory of that and the emotional ramifications of that to come to the surface. So maybe that's where you're at with the Nine of Swords. I wouldn't give it too much worry. It is a minor arcana. It is not a major arcana, so you should be okay. The third week starts with the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups can mean a new love. It can mean something that's really happy for you. It could mean a baby, a pregnancy. It could mean the announcement of an engagement, a marriage. It could be a new relationship. It could be you just feeling really overjoyed with all of the things that you've actually accomplished for yourself. And the card right after it is death or release, as they call it in this deck. And so it could be that in order to have your Ace of Cups, you need to let something go. Now, I'm not picking up that this is death in the physical sense that somebody around you is going to die. I think this is more that you're going to have to let go of something in order to move on. And we've all just been through a couple of eclipses, right? And eclipses are all about things coming to an end and opening the door to a new chapter in your life. And so this may be you just finally understanding what has to leave, what has to be released in your life so that you can go on. And what you go on to may be a wonderful love, a new romance or something. Then we have the Three of Cups. This is also celebration. So we have the Four of Wands of celebration, and we have the Three of Cups, which says celebrations in plural. So I do think that you're going to be having a very happy month overall. You do have these challenges that you have to face, but I do think you're going to really be having a good time. So I'm going to say that this is a new relationship and that the celebrations are just you and your new love. Okay, then the fourth week starts with the Magician. And in this deck, they say this represents skill. Your skill, or perhaps somebody else's. Well, Gemini, I'm going to say it's your skill because you are a person that picks up so many things because you're interested in so many different things in life. I'm going to say that you've learned some kind of skill or craft or trade that you're going to be able to put into practice, and it's going to make you feel very productive, very satisfied, very happy. And the Emperor, you had the Hierophant and the Emperor in this reading. The Emperor is going to really appreciate that. So the Emperor is another father figure. This is a person that is controlling things. He likes structure. Now the Emperor is more um, he's more Saturn. He's more structure, concreteness, box you in, give you the four walls, make sure that you understand, delay gratification, that kind of thing. But you're the magician. And so with your magician skills, you're probably going to be able to satisfy whatever it is you need for that structure pretty quickly. And the final card is the Knight of Cups. And in this deck, it just says romance. So I'm going to say that, yeah, you definitely started a romance probably in the third week, or maybe that's just when you fell hard for the new person. And then by the end of the month, you're able to really claim that partnership, claim that relationship and say, yes, we're falling in love or we're going out or whatever you're doing. And it's a big month. You've got some kind of interesting things going on. The Hierophant, Death, the Emperor, and the Magician. So there's a lot of milestones happening for you this month, Gemini, that you set in motion either at the time of the eclipses, the new moon and full moon, or possibly even the month before. Very interesting month, Gemini. Now, the oracle card that I pulled for you is Initiation. It just jumped out of the deck. If you watch the intro where I speed through the shuffling, you saw that it just literally jumped out of the deck. So let me just read to you what this deck card is about. I'm just going to put her right in the middle. The keywords for this card are rituals, ceremony, and rites. And that's another thing too, is you had two cards that indicated celebrations or rituals or rites, right? The initiate is on the threshold of a new reality. A magical ceremony is taking place that marks the beginning of a new phase. She may be unrecognizable to herself on the other side. She has reached this moment through extensive study and ultimate surrender. She has earned this sacred rite of passage through determined effort. Drawing this card signifies that an accomplishment has been reached and a transitional period is about to begin. Though change can be uncomfortable and at times disconcerting, you may soon find your new reality feels entirely natural. You have been a dedicated student and have now gained the skills your new endeavors require for success. Oh my gosh, this is a new deck and I completely missed this. The cups can also, you've got one, two, three, 4 cups and 5 cups because you have the Knight of Cups too in this reading. So this can all be pointing you towards spiritual endeavors and a spiritual journey. So the 10 of Cups would be the discovery of where you're going with your spiritual journey. The 7 of Cups could be you trying to uncover what is real and what is not real about your spiritual journey. Then you have the 7 of Wands waiting for everything to come to maturation. The Hierophant is the guru, the teacher you go to for guidance. The 4 of Wands is a celebration or maybe an initiation into that practice. The Knight of Wands may leave you feeling traumatized, may leave you feeling like, wow, I have to clear up all this shadow work before I can move on. The Ace of Cups could be another level of progress in your spiritual journey. Death could be the release of stuff in the past that you believed about religion or spirituality or just yourself that you have to let go. And that could be related to the trauma that you're releasing the emotional trauma of that instance and letting it go. 3 of Cups, another celebration. You're happy that you did let it go and you're moving on. The Magician, that's you. That's you understanding how to manifest things in your world. The Emperor, now you're coming into a more formal group, possibly, who's going to help you learn even more. And the Knight of Cups, romance. Now, it could be an actual relationship with somebody, or it could be romance in that you are falling in love with yourself and your own spiritual journey. So, Gemini, very, very exciting for you. And initiation, I think you'll have at least one initiation during the month of June. You'll have at least one time where you really embrace your new spiritual understanding. So great for you. Have a wonderful month in June, Gemini. I'm so happy for you. And I'm so glad that I really read that thing about the initiation because that put a whole different spin on the cards. So, with that, I'm just going to say again, have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next time.